Everyone, Cahlen here, and I just felt like going back out into the wilderness, so I packed up my bag real quick last night and walked out here and spent the night at the first campsite where the first coconut butter was buried. And I'm moving towards trying to start minimalizing what I have in my bag, so I only take the things now that I feel like I really need, because basically I don't want to be carrying a lot of weight, because my plan is to hopefully be covering a large amount of ground, right? So walking many miles a day and getting to places which are fairly far away. And, I don't really like carrying a heavy backpack. So anyways, I switched to here, I'll just show you this. This is it's a quilt, right? Instead of a sleeping bag. So it's open on the back. And it's a really nice quilt. You can't even get this quilt anymore at the temperature rating that I have it. This is 0 degree and at 10 ounce per whatever type insulation. It's an Arrowhead. It's called I forget what it's called. But anyways, so this thing actually worked really well, right? I wasn't even cold at all, and it got down to 20 degrees. And I also was just sleeping on this thermarest, which is just cut to be this big, right? I'm just basically sitting on it, and that's the entire length of it. And I didn't have anything on, that's all that was, right? Because the sleeping bag, the quilt doesn't have anything on the back. So I'm just laying directly on this thing. And then I'm not even wearing I wasn't wearing my winter jacket or my winter pants. And it was still 20 degrees and they stayed totally warm. So anyways, the sleeping bag drops, I think, maybe 1.5 pounds off of my pack weight, because the 0 degree sleeping bag that I was using is like 4.5 pounds, and I think this is 2.5 pounds, so almost 2 pounds. So that's pretty big. I really, really like this thing. This thing's freaking great. They still sell these, but not quite as warm as this one anymore for some reason. You may be able to ask them if they'll still make you. They always custom make them. So anyways, I had a friend, he ordered these too. Actually, Gypsy Fox, if you guys know who I'm talking about. He ordered one of these too, and he didn't realize it was a quilt, so he wanted to get rid of it, and then he started using it, and he's like, this thing's freaking amazing. And I'm like, I know, it's totally amazing. So anyways, I'm reconfirming that it is totally amazing. I think I could have slept in this all winter, so anyways, that's cool. And then the next thing I want to do for reducing my pack weight is to get a different backpack. I want to get the Hyperlight, I think the 3400, which I think has 55 liter capacity of the main compartment, which is a little less than my current backpack, but my current backpack is 4.5 pounds, I think, maybe 4 pounds. But anyways, that backpack's only 2 pounds, so that's another 2 pounds. And that, when you're into ultralight backpacking, you realize that that's actually a really, really big difference. Even just 1 pound is a really big difference. So anyway, and I didn't bring my my stove. So what I did was I brought this. So I'm going to try, I don't know, maybe I won't even use this today because I'm just going to be cooking rice and beans. But anyways, this thing is now, I'm thinking, might replace my stove, because I'll just be cooking over open fires. And it's a little bit lighter than the stove, not really. It just feels kind of cool, kind of novel, something new to be trying out. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll find some prickly pear cactuses, which are a little juicier than the ones we found a little while ago, and I'll fry those up on there or something. So I wanted to show you guys, I made a couple of changes to my website, so I'm just going to show you those real quick. Okay, so everything's pretty much the same on the main page. For those of you who've been here before, here's of course the menu, here's the main menu options, but I have added another page which actually is not on the menus. So we'll go to cahlen.org/gear. And this is basically, lots of people request, like, what's a link to the thing that you were wearing or that you were using in this video? I'm just like, and then some other people were requesting that I just make a gear list page. So this is a list of all the gear that I pack with me at the moment. So basically, this is my backpack. Let's see where it goes. It's the Rook 65, right? So anyways, you can do this with all the gear that I'm currently using. I do tend to have more gear than this that I keep stashed on my electric bike, or in my hot tent on the farm, but I'm trying to keep this to just the things I'm going to carry with me. So I'll need to remove the winter jacket, need to remove the winter pants, just to update it to what my current loadout is. But anyways, if you want to get a hold of any of the stuff that I'm using, you can go to this page. None of this stuff is affiliate. I don't currently do affiliate, not because I'm against affiliate, but because most affiliate things require that you have a social security number, and I don't have one of those. So, and then let's see, I also wanted to update you on the gift page. So in the past, I've just had, Monero, Amazon, and PayPal if you wanted to help me out in some way. But I decided that I'm going to add a couple of the things that I'm trying to acquire at the moment, because I think people may be interested in that, just knowing what are the things that I'm trying to upgrade or get at the moment. Or maybe they don't want to use these methods and they just want to buy me something. So anyways, I know you guys know that I've been trying to get coconut butter, but I realized that I got a ton of coconut butter and I really probably could use some more white rice, because what I'm doing at the moment is pairing basically cooked rice and beans with the coconut butter, kind of 50-50, and it makes a really nice thick warm, I don't know what you call it, like stew, or probably not a stew, but anyways, this is like a 40-pound bucket of white rice. I'm trying to get a couple of these, and then I'm going to stash them together with 36-pound buckets of coconut butter in different places, and each one will probably last several months of food. So that's a thing I'm doing. If you want to help out with that, you can check that out. And then if you don't want to just buy me the white rice because it's expensive, then you can just send an Amazon gift card for a few bucks, and that'll go towards the rice. And then here's the backpack that I would like to get. Let's see how fast this page loads. Oh yes. Oh, it's so beautiful, isn't it? Anyways, it is very expensive, but it's also like probably the best backpack in the world at the moment for hyperlight or ultralight backpackers. So anyways, maybe I'll get a hold of this. If I don't, it's okay, because my current backpack's pretty good, but losing 2 pounds would be nice. So another way to reduce my pack weight is doing what I talked about a moment ago, is basically stashing food in various places out here, because food and water basically are some of the heaviest things that you can carry, especially if you plan to be staying out here for a long time. And so having it already out here is going to make my backpack a lot lighter. So the food will already be out here. I know where multiple springs are. I know where a lake is. I know where a couple of rivers are, and actually another river up that way. So basically, I don't need to carry water very far. So basically, I just have a 2-liter water bladder, but I don't even really need to fill it in most cases. So anyways, I kind of geek out on really trying to minimize the pack weight, so that's just kind of a thing that I get into, and I'm always thinking of other ways to reduce the load. Like, for example, I didn't bring the winter coat or the winter pants, and instead I'm wearing my Swagman's roll right in the morning when it's 20 degrees. This is also a summer sleeping bag, which I paired with my quilt here to help me stay warm, but as soon as I got up, I unzipped it from it being the summer sleeping bag, and I put it on, and it's my jacket, or some might call it my wizard robes. And I used my my poncho as my pillow, because I actually decided that I do like having the larger tarp shelter, the 10x10 tarp, as a way to fully enclose me, so that even if like an animal comes to camp, they're not likely to try and actually get up in my face. But if I'm just sleeping cowboy style out here, then it's a little bit more of a risk. It's just something nice about being able to go inside something. So anyways, today I'm just going to be sitting out in the sun. I have a one-on-one call with a viewer around 10 today, and so that's going to be fun. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. I might go back to the farm, or I might do some more exploring. And another thing that's really nice is because I've reduced the amount of stuff I have, I don't need to put it all into compression sacks, which means that packing up and unpacking takes way less time. I just stuff everything down in my backpack, which is a great feeling. And also the compression sacks that I have are really good, but they're a little bit heavy. So I would guess that each one's at least half of a pound. And so not bringing either one of those reduces, again, my pack load by 1 pound. So, and I also didn't bring my my, what I call it, the Shaolin monk spade, right? It's the big wooden staff with a heavy metal shovel at the end. I just brought my, it's too far away to reach, my carbon fiber hiking staff, which I use as a structure for my shelter. And that's nice, not having to pick up probably like a 5-pound thing every time you take a step, is also nice. So I'm not going to get rid of that thing. I think it will bring it on some adventures, but it's also nice to just go to the ultralight. So anyways, I guess I didn't know what this video was going to be, but I guess it's about basically trying to hyperlight my equipment. So I imagine the title of this video will be something along those lines. So anyways, we'll see what happens next. Thanks for dropping by, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider sharing it. If you'd like to help me out in a more substantial way, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/gift. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, whether publicly or privately, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/one-on-one. Thanks again for watching.